Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the High Moving Podcast. I decided to get on camp for this one instead of doing a voiceover. You know, as a strong Deion supporter and what he's doing in Colorado, even in a loss, gotta own it, gotta talk about it. So let's go. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna say this: Oregon, well-deserved win. They came out there, they shut everything down. They were supposedly the better team going into the game. Even though I thought Colorado had a good shot, despite missing Travis Hunter, they got Shedeur Sanders up until this moment a top Heisman candidate, and he still can climb back into the race as they match up against USC. But they handled the business. Bo Nix did really well. I mean, he had 276 passing yards, 3 TDs, that 1 interception that Colorado couldn't really do anything with afterwards. And their receiver, Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin clearly was the best player to me on the field. Absolutely dominant. Good receiver. So Oregon definitely balled out. And Oregon's head coach, Dan Lanning, I got to give him his props. I know they were playing clips of him taking shots. So I'm not even going to say taking shots, right? Because he's motivating his guys in a way that Deion Sanders motivates his guys well too. He was saying that, they don't play for clicks and they're trying to end the Cinderella story. So he's doing everything he can to get his guys fired up against a highly motivated Colorado team that the nation has their eyes on. So I have no problems with anything he said. He talked the talk and his team backed it up. So kudos to them. We'll see what Oregon does going forward. I mean, this was a really good win. They've been scoring a lot. I almost think, look, they could have scored a lot more in this game. They could have really embarrassed Colorado, but they didn't. Somewhat of a mercy rule. So kudos to Oregon. Good luck for them going forward. They definitely balled out today and dominated the game as they should. If they were in a lot of regards considered the best team. So what does it say for Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes going forward? Right at the end of the day, it's one loss, but it's one hell of a loss in an embarrassing fashion, right? So they head up to Eugene and they pretty much get blanked the entire game. The offensive line was not good. Shedeur was getting knocked around all game long. So just not a good outing for Colorado and Deion Sanders. But this is also a good thing too, right? I'm not gonna even say it brings his team back down to earth, but in a way it does, right? It lets his team know their deficiencies clearly with the offensive line. Clearly, the defense can be worked on. The defense, despite this blowout loss, the defense did some good things I saw, but definitely the problem was the offensive line in protecting Shedeur Sanders. That's going to be a huge thing they need to address going into the transfer portal next season. But for this current season, though, they're gonna have to find a way. They're gonna have to construct an offense to get the ball even quicker out of Shedeur's hands. They didn't really utilize the run game, even though the run game was not working. I didn't see them try it though, right? I mean, even if you're just gonna, the way the game was going, just running the football, Shedeur, kind of let your quarterback kind of, he's getting peppered all night or all day, right? So run the ball. Kind of get that out of his head that, he doesn't worry about getting hit. Let's just run the football and then eventually get back to the pass. Even if they're running for negative yards, just get the ball out of Shedeur's hands so he can collect himself. But no, they want to keep passing and see if Shedeur can throw them back into this ball game, and just not the case. I mean, he had 156 passing yards. So not good, right? 23 of 33, not good. So they have clearly Colorado has a lot of things to work on. Oregon looked like Oregon has the more talented team, obviously, and it showed. But I think like I said, just one loss. Let's see how they rebound against USC. This time they're gonna be at home. Again, another dicey pick. I mean, I really don't know at this point. They had a shaky game against Colorado State. They pull that out. They get wiped by Oregon. Okay, so now they're getting into the meat of the schedule, and clearly we're starting to see, what this team is made of. What is the real talent evaluation on this team going forward? The team Colorado's still very talented. This is a rebuild year for the football program. They've already won 3 games, considering they won 1 game last year. So still a lot that can be gained for Colorado this season. Is not over, but clearly from a talent perspective. They have a lot of work to do, and I think everybody knew that, right? A lot of people knew that going into this season. Even when they start out 3-0, I wasn't like, when they're facing Oregon in the road, I was like, that's a tough task, to go to Oregon and win. The world is waiting for Deion Sanders to lose. I understand that, but just from a football standpoint, I'm like, listen, and being realistic, I was like, it'd be fantastic if they won, but if they lose, it's not the end of the world. It would just been a lot for them to beat a top 20 team, a top 10 team in Oregon, and then go on to try to turn around and beat USC. Washington is looking good. They got Utah in their division, UCLA. I mean, they have a lot of teams that are good, and they're not just going to run the table, right? But if they can win somewhere between 9-10 games, like, okay, cool. But, now, I mean, but even before everything started, 6 to 8 wins was my metric for this team, right, going forward, which is a hell of a turnaround considering last season for a new program with new players. So I know the haters are going to be happy that Deion lost, and they can have their day to eat. You know what I'm saying? It's totally fine. Go ahead, make fun of Deion. He's an attention, all this other stuff, Colorado, blah, blah, blah. But clearly they're doing things in the right direction, though, right? So, and I still think Shedeur is a great quarterback. Any quarterback would have struggled with that offensive line. So it was good. And let this be fire for Deion Sanders. Let this be motivation. You know what I'm saying? They play Oregon again next year. I don't think Bo Nix ain't going to be there. So we'll see. So, and good luck to Oregon's coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you've clearly established that you are that dude now, talking that smack, and you backed it up. Cool. So I'm very interested to see how Deion responds with his team going forward this year and going into next season. So overall, I would say it's a very good game for Oregon. Terrible game for Colorado, but again, expectations for me was very minimal. I know no way that I think they were going to be able to win, or have I wasn't going to be surprised if they lost both these games coming up with Oregon and USC, but it'd been good. It'd have been a pleasant surprise if they were able to beat Oregon. Like, okay, you know what? They're not Travis Hunter, but they found a way to get it done. So yeah, and Oregon seems for real at this point. The way they handle Colorado, okay, let's see if they can keep that up. So just my thoughts about it. Still a strong Deion supporter. I'm happy for him still, and see what he does with this new added motivation and get him embarrassed. So let me know what you guys think about this game. Thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.